with Coach Meyer, what he's going to do with this team. And I know like they're young, they're still pretty young with their core that they have, and also going into recruiting classes as well after this season and more beyond. But this is going to be a very exciting team to watch, and I'm excited to watch them
tomorrow. Yeah, but
yeah, I was born tomorrow,
22 years ago.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
There you go.
So
just how
I thought you were older than me. I honestly did not know you were younger.
I'm a baby. I'm going with the Redskins. It's going to sound. This is a weird analogy. Adrian Peterson's like a wine. And when he ages, he does good. But when he gets hurt, there's a crack in the bottle that's not. And so far, there's no cracks in the bottle right now. So Adrian Peterson right now is a workhorse.
Hold on. Time out.
Okay.
Ryan just quit the show, by the way.
Think about it.
Okay,
Adrian Peterson's a fine wine.
I totally get what you're saying.
No cracks in the bottle.
What?
He has bad knees.
That's something my grandma would have said. But how long did it take you to think of this?
I literally popped in my head.
Okay.
It just popped in my head.
Okay, well now that
so Washington Redskins for me, I don't fully trust this Atlanta Falcons team. Alex Smith, don't fully trust him either. These quarterbacks they're the exact same. They're pretty much the exact same person in my eyes. Not really many targets.
They're different people.
Well, no, like the way that they play on the field. I know they're different people, but still, Washington Redskins for me. If this Seahawks team looks like a team that wouldn't be a 4-3 team right now. But if you look at their schedule, they've played teams that are not good. I'm going with Chargers on this one. Chargers could possibly walk away with this game if Melvin Gordon does fully play. I know he's questionable right now. Melvin Gordon is pretty much their workload on the offensive side. I'm taking the Steelers on this one only because of three guys: James Conner, Juju, and Antonio Brown. That offense is lethal. And I know the defense is good for Baltimore.
It's like the third best offense in the AFC.
And the fact that they're 4-2-1, I mean, they've won 4 games. They probably should have won more than that. But their offense is good. Defense is terrible. So it's an offense versus defense game. And Baltimore has lost the last 2 games. Who knows if they can win this one? So I'm going Steelers.
Okay.
Another person better than Tom Brady, Nick Mullins. But I'm taking the Patriots on this one against the Packers. I do believe that Aaron Rodgers is better than Brady. But the offense for the Packers is not the best right now. As the offense for the Patriots, it seems like they can bring their water boy out there and Tom Brady will throw it to him and he'll get at least 5 yards, enough to almost get a first down. That's pretty much what usually happens with Brady. Go with the Patriots on this.
Caleb Kramer.
I'm going with the Saints on this one. Todd Gurley, he's going to have a monster game, and so is Kamara. But it's the way that they both go at it. Gurley's more of a running game. Kamara is more of a pass catcher almost.
Dual threat.
And I feel like Drew Brees has the upper hand on Goff, even though that the numbers say otherwise. I like Drew Brees a lot. Drew Brees is the best. He's probably the top 2 quarterbacks in the NFL right now. The way that this is a good stretch for the Rams to have.
Mullins?
Yeah, he's
Nick
number
Mullins
one.
number one.
Number one. I already said that. That's why I said top 2, so it's Mullins and Brees. And well, the Rams, they got Seahawks next week, and they had the Chiefs in Mexico City. These next 3 games for the Rams are going to be tough for them, and I feel like this is where they're going to start to crumble a little bit.
Rams Chiefs win, right?
The fans win in this one.
Okay.
But the Chiefs are going to win. Okay. They are not going back to Boston and playing. It's just my opinion-wise. They're just playing way too good. David Price right now actually stepping up and doing what he's supposed to be doing, what they're paying him to do.
Yeah, exactly.
But every single pitch, he's getting paid $9,000. So you need to make sure you're – and he hasn't done well until, Game 5 of the Astros series in the ALCS. So right now, the key points to Boston winning this game tonight is making sure you get on base because it's Walker Buehler versus Rick Porcello tonight. And Walker Buehler has been notoriously well in the final half of the season. Right now, he has a 4.10 ERA, through 16 2/3 innings, and he has enough strikeouts. He has 22 strikeouts more than Rick Porcello, but Rick Porcello has only played in 4 games this postseason with only 6 strikeouts and actually 10 innings. And he actually only has started 2 of those games, so his stats are kind of skewed for this. But Rick Porcello has been close to winning 20 games in a season. I think he's had a 23-game season 2 years ago, unless I'm thinking of somebody else.
No, yeah, that's right.
And Rick Porcello is a guy that can honestly get you 5 solid innings, and then you can turn it over to that bullpen right now, which has been lights out for Boston with Nathan Eovaldi, Joe Kelly, and then in the 9th inning, shutting down anybody right now. He's been locked in since the start of the World Series is Craig Kimbrell. What are your guys' thoughts right now on the World Series? But I'm not going to say this. I am going to say this, but I don't think it's because of the left-handed pitchers. Right now, lefties can hit lefties, righties can hit righties. So who cares? Put Cody Bellinger in if you're the Dodgers. Put Jock Peterson in if you're the Dodgers, because these were the 2 guys that helped you win the first series in the NL Divisional Series and the National League Championship Series. Cody Bellinger had 2 clutch hits in order to give them 2 wins.
Yeah.
And he's only played, I think he had 3 at-bats so far this series, and he came off pinch hitting for both nights. It doesn't make sense why Dave Roberts is actually doing this, because, I mean, the entire season he had Cody Bellinger in when there was a left-handed pitcher. So, probably their hottest bat right now. Speaking of hot bats, JD Martinez.
I was going to say,
JD Martinez batting at .429, I believe, off the top of my head. He's had RBIs in both Game 1 and Game 2. Both of them have been RBIs to help them win the Game 2, especially in Game 2 with the 2-out bloop single over into right field that scored plated 2 after a 2-out rally. Because what else? A 2-out rally. And he also had one of the clutch hits that scored 2 in Game 1 as well. Then Eduardo Nunez put the icing on the cake with a 3-run home run. I don't know if this is like a chess game that you would say, because that's what everybody's been saying. Oh, this is maybe
between the 2 managers.
Exactly, between Cora and Dave Roberts. It's like, who's going to play their best player? Who's going to put that bullpen person at the right time? Because right now, if you're Dave Roberts, you don't know who you're going to put from that bullpen. Even with Kenley Jansen, I mean, he's came in on relief when doesn't even be needed. If you're a closer, you do not need to come in unless it's to close up the game.
Don't want to waste him.
That's what your focus is if you're a closer. And with Ryan Madson right now, who's Ryan Madson now? He's nothing. He's pretty much a liability now for the Dodgers when they went and traded for him in this season. Doesn't make sense to me.
Well, I want to go back to what you said about JD Martinez. So he's attempting to, and this is really historic what he's doing. So he's attempting to become just the 6th player to lead the majors in regular season RBIs and postseason RBIs. And this joins some extremely elite company, such as Lou Gehrig and Hank Aaron and Jose Canseco to lead in RBIs in the regular season and postseason. This guy's a monster. So if you're the Dodgers manager, you have to put in bats that can match up against him. Go bat per bat, and I think Cody Bellinger is the answer.
And JD Martinez has been DHing this entire season, and now he's going to be a right fielder, which he was called up in Houston. Funny thing to be, he was in Houston beforehand of all this. He going to be in right field. There's a possible chance that Mookie Betts might be at second base, moving from center field to second, so Jackie Bradley Jr. can play center field, or I'm trying to think who else they had out and right. Besides Mookie Betts is usually their usual right fielder.
Jeez, and he's been great too all season.
It's like the entire outfield is crowded right now for the Dodgers, but you need to have JD Martinez. I kind of, how you mentioned calling out Trevor. I want to call out Ryan a little bit. When Ryan thought that this signing for Boston was ridiculous, JD Martinez has already peaked. He's going to be on the downward slump. JD Martinez almost won the Triple Crown this year. He's doing amazing in the postseason. He's worth every single penny right now that the Boston's gave them. David Price, on the other hand, not so much. One thing I like to point out was before the postseason started, before the games that I've actually played in the first week of September, well, not the first week, the last week of September, we had some picks. Jacob, you had a very good bracket. What tonight too, with Walker Buehler struggling in the postseason. I even said this. I said Walker Buehler is going to have at least 4 shutout games because Walker Buehler. I feel like is that good regular season. Now we've seen him in the postseason. He's like Clayton Kershaw in the postseason before this season happened. Now, what the Dodgers should have done for tonight, well, not tonight, for tomorrow, is throw Kershaw. Not long though, so you get Kershaw in Game 4.
Throw him tonight?
No, throw him tomorrow.
Oh,
throw him tomorrow and then throw him on Game 7. And that's the only reason why. That's the only way you're going to try to at least make a comeback. Kind of like what Madison Bumgarner did against the Royals in 2014. It's a chess game. If right now for baseball, as I mentioned earlier, Dave Roberts hasn't particularly doing well in this, and you need to be firing on all cylinders if you are the Dodgers in order to beat the Red Sox. Because the Red Sox, if they go up, they're going to win. Like even if they score first or or they don't score first, they're going to find a way to make sure they come back and win. Even as right now, it's been the 2-out situation. Game 2, Dodgers were up 2-0. They came back and they ended up winning that 2-6, I believe it was the final score. Not 100% sure on that, but I have Boston. I say 6. So hopefully,
you still say 6?
I still say 6, but I'm leaning towards 5 now. The way that this series has been going.